These smug-looking NFTs are going beast mode. Could this bear market mint be the next Bored Ape Yacht Club? Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into A Kid Called Beast, a new collection on the Ethereum network. We've got a great thread that our intern, dear to us over at NF Treasure, has put together. A lot to cover. We're going to talk about what is A Kid Called Beast, who the team is behind it, why they're different, the community. There's a lot of interesting community tools that you can learn from if you are an NFT project or that make this project more interesting as a consumer. We're going to talk about overcoming adversity and some of the early challenges that this project went through and how they're coming out the other end shining. And the last part of this video is going to be the best, so stay tuned for that. A Kid Called Beast. Online, you're going to see it referred to as AKCB. This is Ethereum's newest project that has a lot of hype around it. If we look over at the OpenSea page, you can see these really cool 3D characters. And on the analytics, you can see just in the last week, there's been quite a uptick in volume. And the floor price has really in the last 7 days more than doubled. So a lot of attention coming into this project. As always, we know that, if you are investing in NFTs in order to ultimately grow your Ethereum and Bitcoin bags, the way to engage with NFT projects is to sell into big volume pumps like this. So ideally, you would have already bought something over here. You sell into a big pump like this, volume starts to go down, floor price starts to find its new higher high, or higher low, I suppose. And then you would get back into the project and write it up. That's if you're moving in and out and swing trading a project. If you're looking to hodl, I think this is a really interesting one to hold on to because a lot of things in the pipeline, as we'll see in this thread. So this is a 10,000 piece collection that was launched in January of this year, staring the bear market dead in the face and poised to claim its spot as number one. This project's vision is an amalgam of art, fashion, music, culture, like the last Airbender. I'm laughing because NF Treasure intern loves to use these words that make us think. Amalgam, it's a blend, it's a melding of all of these things in a big old pot. The last Airbender, it's avatars that are bending time and space and air. The team has mastered these four elements just like an Airbender avatar. Art, music, fashion, culture, and you can really just see the design aesthetics as you go through the website and all of the marketing materials. It just has that it factor feel to it. You can tap in with your smartphone here and watch basically pop your beast into augmented reality mode and see it kind of walking around your office. You see this guy hanging out next to my bookshelf right now. And then, of course, amazing promo videos like this. Music and fashion, definitely you can feel as a part of this. A really interesting quiz here that helps you dig into a more niche community within the A Kid Called Beast community. One thing that is just crazy is look at all of these people that they have on their team helping make this successful. Everybody from product managers, head of visuals, head of development, legal and IP, 3D artists, lots of 3D artists, illustrators, UI, UX, developers, Web3 development, community managers. Look at all these community managers. I mean, this is a project that is poised to make something happen. I mean, these are just striking images. It's the 1992 Dream Team. Like any Olympic team, only the best of the best can make it. Here are the project co-founders, and we've already saw how big the team is, but you can follow through and follow Caleb, Nick, Raspy, Crad, and Mr. Cat. They're all very active in spaces, very active in the community, and really that's what you want to see is a large team that is thinking far beyond mint, more than a lot of the projects that we look at. This one really has the feel of something that can become a true brand, and you can see on their team, they already have people in place that are building those brand partnerships, that are looking for, creating that cultural moment or riding that cultural moment into something that lives IRL. And for those of us in the NF Treasure community, we've been talking a lot about how adding a physical product loop to an NFT project is so important. And it's one of the things that, as we launch NF Treasure, we'll be helping projects do. But A Kid Called Beast has that from the get-go in mind, as we'll see. Building a brand, everything is designed in a way that really marries itself well with figurines, with fashion. And so let's keep going through this thread. NF Treasure intern says, Caleb probably likes this part of the thread. You could be MJ if you want. And this is just a nod of the cap to the team and how well, just really over the last month, they have done at getting this project out there. NF Treasure intern says, A Kid Called Beast is the Voltron of NFTs. And if you don't know Voltron, obviously it is these space cadets that come together and pilot a robot named Voltron. That's what A Kid Called Beast is doing. That's the last old school pop culture reference in this thread, but AKCB NFTs have a very familiar feel. It's a team coming together for a larger purpose, and while browsing, you begin to notice a lot of the best characteristics in the NFT world pooled together to create a unique 3D work of art. Some of the artistic flavors include balaclava. So NF Treasure is making us look up some words here. Balaclava is kind of the hoodie or the over-the-face mask that you see in each of the characters within the A Kid Called Beast. So you've got kind of these smug kid imagination dream characters wearing these balaclavas. If I'm saying it wrong, tell me in the comments. Stoic eyes, high fashion, and lastly, my favorite, Cause. So what are Cause? Cause are these little vinyl, or maybe not so little in this photo, figurines or toys that are made by artist Brian Donnelly, professionally known as Cause. And there's quite an underground following, or a cult following for these things. You can see all of them here. They kind of have like an Elmo, otherworldly feel to them, but they have a really high quality kind of vinyl texture to them. And so NF Treasure intern is basically hoping and praying that the team, given they're so well versed in, ideas around fashion and branding, that they're considering the same level of high quality construction for their figurines and products. And obviously, as we move into working with projects to help them develop their own 3D products and merchandise, we want to use products like Cause, which is like half product, half art, right? As a model for what a good IRL piece of merchandise looks and feels like. And NF Treasure intern tells us that, one, just including these elements means that the team is well researched in kind of trends and how those trends should be married together, how they complement one another. And NF Treasure says it's very intentional in creating appealing art that's able to gather degens from every corner of the earth. So why are they different? Simply put, their branding is A1. We've already seen examples of that, and really, it just is a level above when it comes to the thoughtfulness in its design. They've been working on the project for over a year, and there's a reason why, despite launching in a bear market, they're crushing it. Let's dive into some of the details. Augmented reality. I showed you what one looks like walking around in my office. You can see that here. Here's another one here. But, these are, I'm assuming that these are 3D characters built in something like Blender. And because of that, it really lends each character to being something that can actually interact in virtual reality, in augmented reality, in a metaverse. And so as A Kid Called Beast grows their brand, this really means that, whether they launch into video games or, some kind of an avatar in someone else's metaverse, launching their own metaverse the way BAYC is doing, they already have everything set up to move in that direction. And, when you pull out your phone and use the augmented reality to pop this little character into your home and it starts walking around, it's a really fun feature, and NF Treasure Intern is right in saying that very few NFT projects, especially within the first month, have this. How many projects have you seen promise these type of things, and then it ends up on the roadmap for years and years and years? so certainly, I'm no stranger to this, because it is difficult to launch with this many features, and it's one of the reasons that rather than launching and having a long roadmap, instead, A Kid Called Beast took a full year to develop everything so that they could launch with a ton of functionality. Second, we'll look at their merchandise. There are dozens of NFT projects that promise merch. We know this. We see it as one of the most unreliable bullet points on many NFT projects' roadmaps. But this time it is for real, because you can see that these balaclavas or the little skull caps here, like these are already existing projects or products, and a really interesting way to take your enthusiasm for this project and let their community express that IRL. And obviously you can see that these look to be very well made, and this is the type of thing that you would see, not just as an add-on to an NFT project, but as a brand, as something that you might find in a Nordstrom's. And that's really what you want an NFT brand to be doing, is figuring out how do they parlay the attention that an NFT project gives them into something that is more lasting, like a fashion brand. Toys, one of the teams, NF Treasure says, once the team forms the right partnerships, Select Beasts will be used to produce a unique physical collectible. Much like the cause, I hope the team can use vinyl material to give each figure a premium feel. And somebody in the community has already 3D printed one of theirs. And the advantage of these being, 3D images created in something like Blender is that it makes it much easier to work with a 3D printer. Now, NF Treasure has relationships with several 3D printers, and this is the type of thing that we're going to be offering to projects. And it's cool to see how AKCB is building a brand with all of this already in mind. It's great validation for what we've been talking about, and just showcases that brand building and having that cultural connection between the brand and things that people can engage in IRL is so important. But more than anything, what we see in A Kid Called Beast is that they've really put a focus on community, and they clearly recognize that when you have 10,000 people in your community, it can start to feel impersonal. And so what they've done, NF Treasure says, where they're killing it, they have constructed a clever mechanism for forging a strong community DAO. This beautifully crafted machine begins with a quiz designed to help you fit into one of their 20 sub-communities called Beasthoods. So it says, what kind of beast are you? A core expression of who you are. It's a part of your nature. It is inside all of us. Some more free than others. Reality has evolved beyond the physical to facilitate and create new digital tribes. What is your beasthood? So you take this quiz and it breaks down, based on how you answer the questions, which of the beasthoods you might fit the best into. And of course, this means that the communities within each of these beasthoods are going to be much more intimate. And then there's also a friendly rivalry, that happens where in the future they can use these beasthoods to bring more engagement to contests, to events. It just makes it easier. What is it? Dundum's Law or something, where it's hard to I'm totally butchering this. Tell me what it actually is in the comments. But it's something like once you get over 144 people in your network or community, it becomes much more difficult to engage with them in a meaningful way. Clearly, the founders understand that, and beasthoods are a great way to keep their communities more intimate while still channeling all that energy up into the whole project. And if Treasure goes on to say, now that you know which beasthood you're in, you can download a fancy Twitter banner repping your new hood. These hoods match you with people of similar interest, Insta friends. So you can see this Moo Meadows Twitter banner here. Again, design off the charts. Definitely something, that looks like a badge of honor. And this makes it so that people are more likely to engage and to create content on their own about the project because they can rep their unique part of the project within their beasthood community. Continuing on with our thread, rolling with the punches. Obviously, we know it's not easy making a premier NFT project. Internal mistakes are within your control. We can control the things that we can control, and we control our reaction to the things that we can't control. Getting hacked is not always one of those things that we can control. And the A Kid Called Beast Twitter project early on, the project's Twitter account early on was hacked during their mint, bringing it to a brief pause. That's obviously so disconcerting for the community and for the project founders. Like, it must have been incredibly disappointing. But the team was able to recover the account, and after shaking off the dust, the mint ensued. This, among other bumps in the road, tested the team's grit and ability to get back up after taking a few punches. And we've seen time and time again in NFTs and crypto, and really in entrepreneurship as a whole, you bet on the people that can keep getting up, right? Like, what's the old Rocky phrase? You get hit, but you keep getting up. You're gonna get hit, kid, but you keep getting up. That's my Rocky impression, but it's true. You want somebody who, it's inevitable that things are going to go wrong in a project as it scales. It's just impossible for everything to go perfect. You can get it. You can get it 80-90% of the way, but if you're scaling quickly, there's going to be growing pains at every level of the project. And so what you're looking for is not somebody who just knows how to perfectly surf the perfect wave, but rather somebody who can navigate storms when they inevitably come. And this was a good example early on of the team being able to move with that storm and recover. So this event highlighted the importance of security. So what are they doing? They're taking the lemons, they're turning it into lemonade. And so they took that hack that they had and they turned it into a positive by partnering with Wallet Guard to help AKCB holders secure their assets. This is a big brain move. When you see people taking potentially events that could ruin a project and turning them into a positive partnership like this that ultimately grows brand awareness, it's brilliant. These are the type of people, the ones that would come up with something like this that you want to be betting on. Moving on, some of NF Treasure interns' favorite highlights are that this project looks to leverage their in real life relationships with people in the music and events industry to form their own record label supporting artists, producers, musicians within the AKCB community. So I'm going to need to dive into this a little bit because I forgot to do my research on this slide, but one of the things that I did notice is that A Kid Called Beast Studio has put out a Spotify playlist curated by the community, and in this playlist, you'll find a banger called Masked Up, I'm AKCB, produced by a member. Okay, so Eat Things Glitch basically produced a song that's on this spotlight. I mean, this playlist was an immediate like for me once I saw the slowed down version of Heat Waves by Glass Animals, but a lot of really high energy songs on this playlist, a lot of good feel songs, or not even good feels, but feels in general. Music is a great way for us to emote. And you can see on this playlist, like this is a playlist to get you going. And so it just shows you the type of energy that they're looking to create within their community. Did we see that mask up song? Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. So this song right here was produced by somebody in the AKCB community. So cool to see other creators in the project getting the spotlight. The project has seen explosive growth since minting. The rise in volume and floor price is indicative of a succeeding process. Everybody's FOMOing right now. And you can see just in the last week, we already looked at this over on the OpenSea analytics. The volume just exploded in the last couple of days. And now what happens when you have exploding volume and especially a little bit of a pullback in the marketplace? Well, we're going to form likely a new higher low, which is healthy, creates stability, and then it gives it a space to basically launch off again. Now, of course, not financial advice. We need to use all of our deductive skills to figure out when the right time to get into this project is. But as you can see, it has all of the right elements for being a true powerful brand. And ultimately, that's what you want to see in an NFT project. All things considered, this project has the team, branding, marketing, innovation, community to go the distance and call itself a blue chip project. What are some of your favorite things about this project? Can A Kid Called Beast rival Bored Ape Yacht Club one day? Let us know in the comments. Find this thread. I'll put the link to it to the NF Treasure Twitter account in the description. Reply to that thread. Go check out A Kid Called Beast, their website, play around with some of the cool things that they have. This is just a really well-structured project, and whether you decide to own a beast and become a hodler in this project, or just look for inspiration on how your own projects that you're already hodling and involved in can evolve into more brand-based projects, I think A Kid Called Beast is a great one to look at and emulate. So NF Treasure closes with a disclaimer. NF Treasure, this is our fabulous intern. I don't hold A Kid Called Beast NFT. Too bad for him. We need to get him in on that. Obviously, it's not financial advice. If you've made it this far, all you need to do is your own research. You can follow the project on their Twitter page here. They actually do a lot of really interesting spaces. If you pop into their Discord, you can see something called Beast FM, where they have subject-specific spaces that you can join. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe to the NFT Threads channel here, like this video, give us a comment. Are you already a hodler of A Kid Called Beast? Are you planning on getting in? When are you getting in? What's your strategy? And for more NFT thought leadership, subscribe to this channel, join us on Twitter, tag us with the threads that you think we should cover next, and head on over to the website and pull out your phone and play with this augmented reality thing, because it's pretty cool to immediately see your NFT hanging out in your house right next to you. I'm John Ray with NF Treasure and NFT Threads. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.